Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Tuesday. I'm really excited because today we get to read chapter 9 of The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell. In chapter 8, we learned that the evil queen had escaped from the dungeon. We also saw that she sent somebody to go look for the wishing spell items because she wants to make a wish with it. And unfortunately, she knows that Connor and Alex are also after the wishing spell. And I have a feeling that they're probably in great danger now. So let's read and find out what's going to happen in chapter 9, The Charming Kingdom. All right, let's get started. Alex and Connor woke up on the floor of Rapunzel's tower just after sunrise. They were snuggled under the blankets Froggy had given them, and they'd used their bags as pillows. "How'd you sleep?" Alex asked her brother. "Like I slept on the floor of a tower," Connor said, thinking he'd never take his bed at home for granted again. He stretched his back, and his joints made sounds like firecrackers. They put away their blankets and decided to get an early start on their day. Alex insisted on tidying up the tower, leaving it in better condition than they had found it in. "I'd hate for anyone to think we made this mess," Alex said. Connor rolled his eyes at her and made sure she saw it. "What's our next stop?" Connor asked Alex. She looked back and forth from the map in one hand and the journal in the other. "Well, the Charming Kingdom is just east of here," Alex said. "I figured it'd be wisest to go there and see if we can get a hold of Cinderella's slipper." "And how exactly are we going to do that?" Connor asked. Alex had to think about it. "We'll just ask if we can borrow it," she said. "Fat chance," Connor said. "That's like walking into the White House and asking for the Declaration of Independence." Although Connor was wrong about the whereabouts of the Declaration of Independence, Alex knew he has a right to be concerned. How were they going to get their hands on one of Cinderella's slippers? Surely they must be the most prized possession of the kingdom. "We'll have to try our best," Alex said. "What other option do we have?" The twins traveled down the spiral staircase in the core of Rapunzel's tower and returned to the path. They eventually came to a fork where a new path splintered off in an eastern direction. The sign above the fork said, "Charming Kingdom," and pointed in the direction the new path was headed. "Connor, look at that sign," said Alex, pressing her hands against her cheeks. "Now I really wish I had a camera." They traveled down the path for quite a while without discovering anything new, but the same dirt path and evergreen trees they had seen for the last 2 days. Connor became more anxious the farther he walked, letting out large extended sighs with every minute or so. "Are you sure we aren't lost? I swear I've seen that boulder and that tree about 20 times already," he said, pointing. "I'm positive we're traveling in the right direction. I've been watching the map since we left," Alex said. "We should be approaching a stream very soon, and once we cross it, we'll be in the Charming Kingdom." Connor sighed again. It would be his last one for a while, so he made sure it lasted extra long. A couple of hours later, there was no stream in sight. Connor was starting to lose faith in his sister's navigational skills. "This place must be bigger than we thought," Alex said, "or this map is completely off scale." Eventually, the twins found the stream Alex had seen on the map. The path went across a small bridge made out of pale stones and then continued on the other side. "You see, I told you, I knew what I was doing," Alex said, with her head held high. Yeah, Connor said. "Honestly, Connor, I'm a little disappointed in your lack of faith," Alex gloated. "If there's one place I should know my way around, it would have to be grrr." Connor heard his sister's high-pitched scream before he realized what had happened. A large troll had jumped right in front of them on the bridge. He was short and very wide, with an enormous head. He was covered in matted fur with large eyes and a snout. His arms and legs were tiny, but his nails and teeth were sharp and long. "You're on my bridge," the troll shouted. "How dare you?" "We're so sorry," said Alex, clutching onto her brother like a monkey to a tree. "We had no idea this bridge belonged to anyone." "Maybe you should put up a sign or something," Connor suggested, and then regretted it once it made the troll even angrier. "What are you doing crossing my bridge?" the troll demanded. "Trying to cross into the Charming Kingdom," Alex said. "We didn't mean any harm." "No one crosses my bridge without answering a riddle," the troll said. A riddle? Alex asked, letting go of Connor. Oh, you're a bridge troll. A bridge troll? Connor asked. Yes, just like in the Three Billy Goats Gruff, Alex said, happily. She was so excited to be witnessing another fairy tale occurrence. All her fear faded away. If you wish to cross my bridge, you must answer my riddle correctly, the bridge troll said. Answer incorrectly and I'll bite off your head. Excuse me? Bite off our heads? Connor said. Steam was practically coming from his ears. What is wrong with everyone in this place? Why does everyone want to eat us? Can someone please explain to me why this keeps happening? Connor, calm down, Alex insisted. Let's just solve the riddle and then we'll be on our way. What if we get the riddle wrong? Connor said. He'll kill us. Let's just find another way to cross the stream. Connor, don't be silly. If a simple billy goat can answer a riddle correctly, I'm sure we can too, Alex reassured him. Besides, there isn't another bridge for miles. Connor grunted and crossed his arms. How are we sure that this is actually his bridge? Connor said. I'd like to see some ownership identification before we continue. Alex ignored this. What's your riddle, Mr. Bridge Troll? She asked. May I call you Mr. Bridge Troll? The bridge troll rolled the twins and jauntily swayed from side. The bridge troll eyed the twins and swayed from side to side as he began the riddle. What can be as small as a pea or as large as the sky and is not owned by the person who purchases it? It asked. The wheels in Alex's head began turning immediately. She loved riddles. That's a tricky one, Alex said, and pressed her index finger against her lips as she thought. Do you have any guesses, Connor? Nope, you're on your own, Connor said. You have one guess before I bite off your head, so guess wisely, the bridge troll said, doing a small dance and clapping his hands. That's it, I'm out of here, Connor said. He walked off the bridge and slowly made his way down to the stream. Connor, what are you doing? Alex called out. I'm crossing the stream, Connor yelled back. No bridge is worth that much trouble. He slowly stepped into the stream and began traveling across it. The water was freezing, but his frustration kept him warm enough that it didn't matter. The water rose higher and higher as he traveled farther across it. It's not that deep, Alex, Connor said. The current isn't even that strong. He reached the middle of the stream at its deepest, the water came to just above his waist. You're cheating, Alex said, and then asked the bridge troll, is that even allowed? Can he be doing that? He isn't the one who asked for the riddle. You are, the bridge troll said. Connor had crossed the stream by now and was soaking wet. Alex continued thinking about the riddle. So it can be as small as a pea, as large as the sky. So basically you're telling me that it can be any size. And the person who buys it doesn't own it. So that means someone else owns it, she thought out loud. Hurry up, Alex, Connor shouted. Oh, hush, Alex said. I'm going to say that it must be a gift. A gift can be any size, and the receiver is who owns it, not the person who purchases it. The bridge troll stomped away from the side to side and slumped over. That is correct, the bridge troll said disappointedly. You may pass. Alex clapped her hands together and did a small jump. She extended her hand out to offer the troll a handshake, but he ignored it. Instead, he crawled back below to wherever he had jumped from. See, Alex said, once she'd met up with her brother on the other side of the bridge, I knew I'd answer it correctly. Connor shook his head. And I'm sure I'll have to hear about it for the rest of our lives, he said. But let's try to make it to Cinderella's palace before sundown, okay? The twins continued their journey into the charming kingdom. They were excited to see different scenery as they traveled. The evergreen trees they had seen so much of became scarce and were slowly replaced by large oak trees. There were also vast fields of tall grass and wildflowers everywhere they looked. It's so beautiful here, Alex said. They had been walking for hours and still saw no sign of anything. Connor was practically dry by now. "Where is everything?" Connor asked. "The Charming Kingdom is a very big place," Alex said. "It's going to take a while to get to the palace." It began to get dark, and the twins became very worried. There was no shelter in sight. Soon the moon was their only source of light. They walked in a short distance off the path and found a grassy area among a few trees, and they assumed and hoped it was safe. They decided to spend the night there. Connor tried making a fire by rubbing 2 sticks together, but was unsuccessful. "Now I really wish I had signed up for Boy Scouts," he said. It was their first night sleeping outside. Both kept waking up every hour or so to make sure they were still safe, because every sound terrified them. "What was that?" Alex gasped in the middle of the night. "That's an owl," Connor said, "or a very inquisitive dove. But either way, I think we're safe." The next morning, the sunrise woke them up. They restlessly got to their feet and returned to the path. "We're running out of food," Alex said after eating one of their last apples. "We'll have to stock up as soon as we find a market or something." "I'm so tired of rolls and apples, I'm starting to think we should have asked Froggy to pack us some flies," Connor said. "Gosh, I would kill for a cheeseburger. Maybe that's why everyone eats each other here. They just haven't discovered fast food yet." They found a small pond on the side of the path and splashed some water on their faces. "We look so tired," said Alex, looking at their reflections in the water. The twins heard a galloping sound coming from behind them on the path. They turned to see a small cart of firewood being pulled by a gray horse. It was steered by a man with a big, floppy green hat. "Let's ask him how much further until the palace," Alex said, and ran over to the cart. "Excuse me, sir." "Whoa," the man said, slowing his horse to a stop. "May I help you?" "How much further until we have reached Cinderella's palace?" Alex asked. "Are you traveling by foot?" the man asked. "Unfortunately," Connor said. "Then it'll take you days to get there," the man said. Alex and Connor looked at each other, completely exasperated. "I'm delivering this firewood near the palace tonight," the man said. "I can give you a ride if you'd like." Before he could finish his sentence, Connor had climbed aboard the cart. "Thank you so much," Alex said. "That is so kind of you." The twins traveled with the man for the rest of the day. Connor made himself comfortable on the top of the firewood and napped almost the entire trip, waking up every so often whenever they hit a bump in the road. Alex, on the other hand, took full advantage of having an actual human to talk to from the fairy tale world. "What is your name?" Alex asked the man. "Smithers," the man said. "Where are you from?" she asked. "I grew up in a small village in the northern part of the Charming Kingdom," Smithers said. "What's it like here?" Alex said dreamily. "My brother and I, haven't been around the kingdom very much." "The Charming Kingdom is a quiet place," Smithers said. "It has many small villages on the outskirts of the kingdom and many wealthy estates in the center near the palace." "Have you ever been to the palace before?" Alex asked. "Oh, yes, I make deliveries there during the year," he said. "In fact, tonight the king and queen are having a huge ball." "They are?" Alex's eyes doubled in size. She shook Connor awake. "Connor, did you hear that? Cinderella's having a ball tonight. Isn't that wonderful? What are the chances?" "What? That's great," Connor said, and then immediately fell back asleep. "Why are they having a ball?" Alex asked. "They've had one every month since their wedding," Smithers said. "It's a celebration of their marriage." "What's Queen Cinderella like?" she asked. "Absolutely beautiful, and the best queen in our kingdom has ever had," Smithers said with a big grin. "Not too many people were eager to accept her when she first moved into the palace, though. Many of the aristocratic families were upset that Prince Charming hadn't chosen one of their daughters to wed. But she's overcome all that since." Alex could tell they were getting much closer to the palace. They passed more small villages, which grew in size and population as they went along. She was so excited to be so close to people, actual people, who had spent their entire lives in the fairy tale world. She wished with all her heart she could say she'd grown up in the Charming Kingdom. "Do you ever find it overwhelming?" Alex asked Smithers. "Does it ever get frightening living here and knowing that at any moment a fairy could fly by and grant you a wish, or an ogre could run up and eat you?" Smithers looked at her cautiously. Does such a place exist where you people can't unexpectedly be helped or hurt? Alex couldn't think of any. Maybe this world and the world she was from weren't so different after all. The cart began passing large estates. Everywhere they looked, they saw another huge, elegant home. They were all so bright and colorful, with pointed roofs that curved on the sides. Some were made from wood, others from brick, and some were covered completely in ivy. It was something straight out of a storybook, and Alex kept reminding herself that she was in one. We're almost to the palace, Mother said. The cart began to vibrate as the dirt path beneath them turned into a cobblestone street. Shops and markets started popping up on the sides of the street as they traveled into the city. They shared the road with other carts and carriages. Villagers and townspeople alike walked alongside them and went about their day-to-day routines of shopping and trade. Are we there yet? Connor said, stirring back to life. The cart rounded a corner onto a very long and wide street. At the end of the street was an enormous palace. I'll take that as a yes, Connor said. The palace took Alex's breath away. It was perfectly symmetrical and smooth, as if it were made out of sky-gray porcelain. 3 prominent towers in the middle of the palace shared a base with a gigantic clock large enough for the whole kingdom to see. The palace almost seemed fake. It was so majestic and was grander than anything that they had ever imagined. This is where I'll drop you off, said Smithers, pulling his cart and horse over to the side of the street. Best of luck to both of you young'uns. Enjoy the town. Thank you so much, the twins said together. They tried to offer him a few gold coins as a thank you, but Smithers insisted they save their money, and then went on his way. The twins walked around the town for a good while. Everyone seemed to be buzzing with anticipation for the ball later this evening. They found a small market and were able to purchase fresh fruit, vegetables, and bread. Alex kept trying to make small talk with every person she encountered, but most of the townspeople ignored her. Connor kept rolling his eyes at his sister. Everything she saw excited her. I don't know how I'm going to survive traveling with you if you keep up with this constant state of excitement, Connor said. It's exhausting, and it's really getting on my nerves. I'm sorry, Alex said. We've been around so many trees the last couple of days. I'm just so excited to see all the people in there. Oh, look at that doorknob on the building. It's in the shape of a slipper. Isn't that cute? After a busy afternoon of sightseeing, they found a quiet hill that overlooked the town. They sat under the shade of a large tree. The sun was starting to descend, and the twins grew anxious at the thought of another day ending. What's our plan? Connor asked. Let's see what the journal suggests, Alex said, and pulled it out from her school bag. She flipped through the pages until she came across this section about the glass slipper. And that's where we're going to end today. It's not quite the end of chapter 9, but it's about halfway through. We're going to finish chapter 9 tomorrow, and we're going to find out, are they going to get the glass slipper? Are they going to succeed? Is Cinderella going to want to give them the glass slipper? I'm really not sure. Are they going to go to the ball? We're going to find all this out tomorrow when we read the rest of chapter 9. I'm going to, like always, put some activities in the description down below and some questions you can answer, and I really hope that you'll take the time to do those. They're fun activities. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow as we finish chapter 9, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.